So if you live in Cary, let's talk money. Your property taxes could be going up again. That's because of two ballot questions that could bring big improvements to town. And if approved, the average home could pay nearly $600 more on their property taxes in Cary by 2030. That nearly doubles the property tax that residents saw earlier this year. WRAL's Sean Gallagher is live in Cary. Sean, it feels like you just did a story about property tax increase in Cary not long ago. Tell us about the cumulative effect of these measures.
Yeah, Dan, that one from before was with the budget process. Really simple. The property values went up, so did property taxes, about $670 earlier this year. But now, with these bond questions, it'll be up to the voters whether or not they want to do it again. This election is big in Cary, and it's more than just voting red or blue. It involves green.
$600 million sounds a little excessive to me, so I don't know what would be appropriate.
Two bond questions on the ballot look to add funding to affordable housing and parks and rec to the tune of $590 million.
If you want to live in a nice place with infrastructure and facilities, you're going to have to pay for it.
It's completely in their hands.
Cary Assistant Town Manager Dana Widmer says the bonds break down like this. $30 million would go to affordable housing, and $560 million would fund 6 different parks and rec facilities projects. If both are approved, the average home could see an increase to their annual property taxes of more than $580. How do you expect voters to say yes to that?
So voters have to decide the things that are important to them.
So this isn't my first time talking to Widmer about property taxes going up. Back in June, annual property taxes went up about $670 on average because home values went up. If these bonds go through, it would nearly double that on the average home by 2030. They could see a $1,000 increase in their property taxes over that time period. Is that reasonable?
Well, I think every individual is going to vote based on their own interests and based on what they think is reasonable.
Those increases would be gradual. Widmer says the increases could coincide with project progress in 2026, 2028, and 2030. But before the project gets off the ground, it has to get through the ballot.
We're very, very much interested in hearing whether or not they vote for or against it.
So if voters do approve this ballot measure, homeowners won't see an increase until their 2026 property bills are due. Now, there are a ton of specifics that are in both of these bonds that we just didn't have time to get into in this story, but we have a whole lot of more information about both of these on our website if you look for this story. Sean Gallagher, WRAL News in Cary.